Okay guys, we're back. I didn't realize there was going to be a cutscene right as we exit. So, here we are. Huh? What in the heck? Now this is something I did not expect. I wonder why we should be glad since I saved us the trouble of having to contact them. Oh, great. They're going to blame this on us, aren't they? I bet they are. We have found a suspicious armed group. Put your hands in the air, all of you. What in the world is this coming to? A woman and two kids are sky bandits? That girl does look shifty. Hey, now that's just rude. And who are you calling sky bandits? Can you see the shiny emblem on my chest? Huh, the bracer emblem, huh? Hope you don't think this for a moment that proves your innocence. Oh, I hate him. He just hates bracers for no good reason. General Morgan, why are you here? After looking over the reports of my men, I found this place to be insufficiently investigated, so I came to see for myself. Who would have thought a lot of you were conspiring with the Sky Bandits? I might get you to stop with the accusations, General. We happen to find this place one step ahead of your men. If that's the truth, then why don't you tell me where the Sky Bandits are? Are the hostages inside the airliner? We almost had the Sky Bandits, but they managed to escape. And there are no hostages to be found here. Looks like the truth has come out. Most likely you notified the Sky Bandits to let them know where we were coming. Wait a minute here! How about you cut with the crap? My thoughts exactly! Alright men, take them into custody. Of course he did. Of course. Why, what else? Fuck this. I would have beat him up. I would have killed his children. Right in front of him. And then let him live. The general will be questioning you himself on the morrow. If your innocence is proven, then you'll be released in 2 or 3 days. So for the time being, the cell gives you a place to cool your heels. This is not even funny. Tossing us in a place like this without even listening to a word we have to say. If the army managed to arrest the Sky Bandits, then I'm sure we'd have our names cleared. But with the way things are at the moment, that might not be possible. Huh? Why not? You remember what the Sky Bandits leader we fought in the old mine said, right? He said, this can't be right. You're not supposed to be here this early, if I remember this correctly. Now that you mentioned, he did say that, didn't he? You're not trying to tell me that he meant the army by that, are you? I don't know for sure, but I would bet that's what he meant. Which means that the Sky Bandits have a mole in the army, or a collaborator who's leaking information. That's what you wanted to say, isn't it, Joshua? Yeah. Well, if that's the case, they'll never get caught. Which means we were the only ones who stood a chance of nabbing them. But now we're stuck in here. I wonder how your father would get around this little setback. My. Well, don't you all seem to be a bit in a fix? Huh? Did you say something just now, Joshua? No, I didn't say anything. It came from the cell next door. It almost sounds familiar. Oh, how could you say something so heartless? My luscious voice should be recognizable to anyone. Could this unfounded self-confidence, a total absurd narcissism belong to? It's you, isn't it, Oliver? You do remember my dulcet chords! Why is he arrested? What did he do? To think that we meet again in a place like this. It seems like we're bound by destiny. Why are you here? I thought we took you to Bose. And now you're locked up in a place like this. What the heck did you do? Come now, let's not worry about all the little details, shall we? I have my reasons which are deeper than the deepest ocean and higher than the highest peak. I'm definitely not asking now. I'm sure we just get tired while you talk to our ears off. What a coincidence, Estelle. I was just thinking the same thing. So there you have it. We don't really care to know. You talk so much that I'd probably be an old woman by the time you were done. I'm not ready for wrinkles just yet. Come now. Let's not be like that. I'll fill you in all the details of the tragic incident which befell me. Did you listen, dummy? We don't want to hear about it. It all began after we parted ways. I did some window shopping in the Bose market, then moved on to the Anta Rose restaurant. You see, once I ate my heart's content, I began to play the grand piano than to feed my artistic soul. Upon doing so, the restaurant manager was overcome by my skill, so I was asked to stay and work as a professional pianist for the restaurant. That's great and all, but I thought you were supposed to be a lutist. Oh, my musical genius is not limited to just one instrument. True, if you want to be a great musician, play every instrument you can. Anyway, back to my story. After negotiating a few of my own conditions, I accepted the job offer. The conditions, of course, were food and wine for free every day instead of Mira. I don't know how to put it, but that's very you, Oliver. Yet I'm not sure how this has anything to do with getting you thrown in jail. Oh well, this is where the real sob story begins. The night I had been enjoying a plate of sautéed duck I had the chef prepare, but the blood sauce which had been used was a little too overbearing for my palate. Consequently, I began to feel that normal red wine was not satisfying enough. The more you talk, the more I want to hit you. But go on, I'm curious, in spite of knowing better. Well, so I borrowed a bottle of wine, which seemed good from the cellar, something called Grand Chardonnay from the year 1183. Grand Chardonnay from the year 1183? That's a legendary vintage wine that was auctioned off in the royal city. Well, aren't you well informed? I heard a rumor about it too, so of course I was interested in having a drink for myself. Auctioned off? How much are we talking here? From what I heard, it went from anywhere in the neighborhood of 500,000 mira. 500,000 mira? For just one bottle? That's out of this world. And you didn't, did you, Oliver? Oh, needless question. Of course I opened the bottle and had a sip. It's the sweet-smelling fragrance tickled my nostrils. Its luxurious smell and taste caressed my throat. And can you believe what else? A roasted invention at the same time and space existed within the very bottle. I don't think I can listen to this any longer. Yeah, my ears are bleeding from such stupidity. I'm completely dumbfounded. The sad thing is, after taking a sip of excellent wine, I began to feel the food was lacking. Instead of having a chef cook me up something else to match the wine, the restaurant manager returned. It's not a thing she felt. Accordingly, invited him to join me for a drink. For some odd reason, he got rather upset. In fact, he got so steaming mad, his face looked like a ripe tomato. Before I could say another word, a group of soldiers came filing in. And, well, one thing led to another end. Are we getting a flashback? I can't say another word about this being a tragedy being dragged all the way here without coming to tears. Let us all weep together as you sympathize with my dilemma. They fell asleep. Idiot. Pardon? But do my ears deceive me? I could have sworn I heard a zzz and a zzz, and even assuredly misheard idiot coming from your cell. Are you listening? This is where the story gets really interesting. You see, several further trials waited me before I was brought here. Hello, are you listening? Poor guy, just wants to be listened to every now and then. Hey, you three, get up. Ugh. Man, I'm tired. What's wrong? What are you trying to tell us? We're being interrogated that early in the morning? It's a little early even for me. No, it's just the opposite. You're being released. Huh? Why all of a sudden? Is there a reason for this? Yes, I'd like to consider myself that reason. The mayor! Mayor Maybell? Well, this is what an unusual place to be meeting you. Thank you, Mayor. I'm really sorry about everything that's happened to you, but don't worry, your names have been cleared. I don't completely agree with everything, but this is a request coming from Maybell herself. You better remember to thank her. I'll remember to hit you in your fucking face, Morgan. I think at some point we just fight him. I hope so. I want to kick him in his smug ass. So you mean Maybell stood up on our behalf? No, that's not exactly it. I just explained your situation to General Morgan. Our situation? Yes, I have one question for the both of you. Are you really the children of Cassius Bright? Yes, that's right. This is Estelle Bright, and I'm his adopted son, Joshua. I see. They always hit that harp on the, yes, I'm his adopted son. Me and Estelle are not related. The romantic subplot between us is totally a thing. This game gets really heavy-handed sometimes, but I grew up playing it, and I still happen to like it, so. Like you remember it, the girl does slightly resemble Lena. You knew my mom? Yes, I enjoyed your mother's cooking on several occasions when I visited your home in Roland. In fact, we even met once when you were just a baby. Now, just wait a minute. You're a personal acquaintance of my dad? I knew that he was in the military before, but... I don't know Cassius Bright, the bracer. I know the only Cassius I know is the one from the service. He was a rare strategist. Strategist? Dad? I can't imagine what he saw in the Bracer Guild. It makes me angry just thinking about it. You'll have to excuse me. Fucko. What's wrong with him? It seems like your father was a brilliant officer in the military. I've heard from the general that he tried several times to get your father to change his mind about retiring. I didn't know that. So much feels hard to believe. However, if that's the case, the general's hatred for Bridges may stem from Cassius leaving the army, from the vexation of being left by one of his most promising men. I get the same impression. So what you're saying is our lives are such a pain because of Dad? Dirty rotten scoundrel. How about we return to Bose now? With the airliner being found, the situation has taken a new turn. So there's a number of things I'd like to discuss with you. Oh, sure. Is something the matter? I'm definitely ready to get out of here, but it feels like we're forgetting something. Now that you mention it, what could it be? No! Oh, how callous people can be at times. Fuck! Where did he get that? Where did it come from? How could you forget about a companion who spent the night with you in a cold, hard cell? How lamentable! How pitiful! Fine, be that way. I shall wither away, friendless and hungry, alone in this dark purgatory. Is he still here? Yeah, I completely forgot about him. I'm sorry to say this, but there's not much we can do for you. Is he the musician I heard about? The one who chugged that bottle of Grand Chardonnay without a second thought? Huh, that is indeed I. Yet, my fair lass, it would be heartbroken if you took my intentions the wrong way. For see, I perceived this advance payment for the exquisite services that I was about to render. You're quite the interesting character. Alright, I'll see what I can do to bark with the general for your release. Really? Truly? You would do such a kind service for a man such as myself? I think I may be asking a bit much. I'm gonna scratch my leg a little bit here. If the restaurant takes us to trial, there's gonna be at least a lawsuit. Well, there's no need to worry about that. See, the owner of the restaurant is me. Huh? And the Grand Chardonnay was the very one I bid on. That being the case, I'm fairly confident there won't be any other problems over the matter. You spent 500,000 mira on a bottle of wine. One bottle of wine. And you're okay with someone just randomly chugging it. Okay. I mean, it's your bottle. You can do what you want. But I'd be kind of pissed. Even if I was rich and, like, had a shit ton of expendable money, I'd be like, I spent money on that bottle. I didn't get to drink it? I didn't get to try it? The fuck? I would like to at least have tried the bottle first. It was expensive wine. Wine is good. I can't believe you were released. It's like a stroke of bad luck. Please don't lay the compliments so thick. Those word compliments! However, it pains my soul that I partook of such a fine wine without paying a single mira. Shall I play the piano in the restaurant per our contract to remedy that? I think I'm gonna have to pass on that. After what happened, I think it would be a bit awkward having you back there. I, for one, don't think he'd mind a bit. Yeah, he sure does seem to have some thick skin. Let's just think of this as an unfortunate incident for the both of us. But I don't think I can just let things go like this. Let's see. You said you're investigating something at the moment, right? How about I lend my assistance in return for the wine? Huh? Well, that does sound interesting. Could I ask you to join these braces in their work? Ha! Could you ever? So instead, let's get our new working relationship bloom, like a magnolia at the height of spring. Hold on a sec. What do we do to deserve this? Your general weirdness aside, simply having an amateur like you honestly is going to be a pain. How are you confident you won't drag our work, or our sanity? Well, I'm somewhat confident in my marksmanship and magic, but of course I'd be distressed if you tried to list my music genius to the same group. That's kind of the line that gets me worried. But maybe we could use an extra hand. As long as we can't count on the army to help us out, I have the feeling we'll be short on manpower. Well, alright, then we'll use you for what you're worth. However, if we do happen to conclude that you're not worth your weight, well, you're dumped from the party. You're gonna be okay with that? Of course, I don't mind. I'd never let you down, so please be assured. Well, my expectations of you are pretty much at rock bottom anyway, so I know you won't let me down. I'm glad things are settled between you all. But before you go, there's something I need to tell you. Tell us? Absolutely, this town did seem pretty noisy when we were headed here. What happened? Truth be told, last night there was a large-scale burglary in Bose's South Block. The weapon shop and orbital factory were targeted, as were a number of private residences. What? So what was it the work of the Sky Bandits? It's unknown at this time, but it's highly probable. The unit of the Royal Army is currently conducting an investigation. I see. I guess we better do our own investigation then. Yes, I'd like to formally request that you do just that. I'll send a payment over to the guild for the work you've done so far. Please make use of the money for your current investigation expenses. Yes, ma'am! I have a feeling the army is going to get in our way again. But I guess that's what happens. Happens. Whether they get in our way or not, I don't think we should be forthcoming with the army about any information we come across, because if there's really a spy in their midst, they'll just leak it to the Sky Bandits. Though I'm reluctant to say it, I also think it's for the best to keep quiet about our findings. Anyway, let's act with prudence. Alright, my bosom companions, shall we head to the South Block? Look, buddy, who made you king of the show? Okay then. I'm gonna get my payment. Report. Receive payment from Mayor Mabel for your investigative efforts thus far. Receive payment for missing airliner. 6,000 Mirror and BP. Your rank is Junior Blazer Class 7. Keep up the good work and be careful out there. Yes, sir. Hey guys, sorry for the cut. Something came up. But now we are in the South Block and we just basically have to ask people around and hopefully that'll be enough to pad out this part because I am running out of time. Talk. My factory and all my goods, they're gone. Gotta report this time to the Army or the Bracer Guild ASAP. Now hold on just a minute. If either one of these groups saw what was written in that stolen ledger. Yikes, I'd be in a world of hurt. Okay. Guess sometimes we talk about business deals. Okay. Oh, okay. Yay, this one turned out really cute. Now, is this the one you wanted? Yeah, sure, something like that. However, we really got screwed, you know that? Here we are. Good afternoon. Are you working on another story? Looks like you two are on a trail of a scoop again. Hey, two kids. Oh, Estelle and Joshua. Boy, am I glad to see they let you out of the clinker. Yeah, I heard all about you kids getting arrested by the Army up at the old mine. You certainly had me worried. Why are you acting like you had nothing to do with it? It was your info that led us to the village. Hey now, what kind of face is that? Don't tell me you blame us. Did you go and check out the abandoned mine yourselves? Yeah, we did yesterday. But it was after you had all been hauled off. I missed the word. We could have had a really great shot of your arrest had we been there. It really guts me that we missed such a perfect opportunity for a great shot. I swear, you people in the news business. But anyway, I was wondering if you thought this looked like the handiwork of the Sky Bandits. It sure looks that way to me. Seems like the Army is sniffing around for clues too. But to be honest, it looks like there's nothing to be found here anymore. I see, that does make things a bit more difficult. Well, Mr. Reporter, why don't you let me ask you this then? Do you know from whence the Sky Bandits entered town? According to the witness statements, they were seen leaving through the west gate. Well, that's awfully strange. The mayor's residence and Bose Market are right through the west gate. It seems like attacking those two places would be far more lucrative. When you put it that way, that makes a lot of sense. But if you don't mind me asking, who the heck are you anyway? Huh, I'm glad you asked. I'm Oliver Lenheim, a wandering bard and gifted musician. I'm sure you've heard the rumors about me, right? Oh, right, you're the guy who drank wine without paying at the classy restaurant. It takes guts to stiff such a big bill. It's an honor to meet you, sir. You're making me blush. I'm ready for my interview any time, so don't hesitate to ask. Wow, really? I'm getting a headache just listening to this crap. These two are very much alike. I'm not even gonna ask how this guy wound up with the rest of you guys. That would be for the best. Let's talk. Thanks to shenanigans, the pages of the next issue are gonna be filled with some real gripping headlines. Okay, so they're not gonna tell me anything. Oh, there's a guard we're talking to. Which has butt out. Okay, fine. Jeez. Oh yeah, the reason why the thing is weird is because of the renderer I'm using. It's basically the emulator. I tried my best to fix it. I have come up with no success. Talk. Damn it! My shop got ripped off by a bunch of thieving criminals. I took off with every last one of my pricey goods, too. What does this happen to me at a time where there are hardly any goods around to begin with? I mean, I already had your best gear, so... I know. Geez, Shara. I didn't mean to go out there. Just keep exploring. Okay. Whoa, okay. Thanks, National Guard. I'm just doing my job as a bracer. We were asked by the mayor herself. God. Now they got burglars running around among the city. That's what's happening to Bose. I'm just glad they left this house alone, though I'm baffled as to why. They certainly didn't do their homework on the city. This home was left alone, you say? I'm shocked when I heard about the South Block being hit by burglars. Mirano's mother was here alone, you see. Fortunately, this house was untouched by burglars. But at a time like this, that it makes you feel uneasy when there's no man at home. I'm just glad Mirano brought Simon over to watch the house. Anything worth investigating? No. Okay. You do that. Yeah, you there. What, is something wrong? I thought I'd better give you a word of advice. Even if you are representing the mayor, at the end of the day, you're still just civilians. We cannot have you wandering around here in the middle of our investigation. Who do you think you're talking to? Your advice seems rather more like a threat. I'm just saying you need to know your place. But if you're so adamant about investigating the matter, then do it after we've cleared out of here. If we get any more trouble out of you, then I'm going to have to give you a personal invitation to jail. Forget about it, Estelle. There's no use arguing with these gentlemen. For an ass in lion's skin, you sure know how to throw your weight around, Mr. Soldier. What did you just say? May I ask what's going on here? Let me guess, it's the General. Nope. Colonel? For a soldier in the prestigious Royal Army to be threatening our good citizens. That is an outright embarrassment to us all. But these aren't just civilians, sir. They're members of the Bracer Guild. Oh, is that so? Then I ask you once again, what's going on here? The army is supposed to be working closely with the guild. What do you intend to accomplish by being rude to our allies? But as far as the General is concerned... Ah, yes, the side of the General really concerns me. I'll take over the investigation from here, so please take your men and clear out. But sir, your men have been here since early this morning, so I presume that a sufficient investigation is being conducted by now, yes? I'll smooth things over with the General later. Is there anything else you wish me to address? No, sir. Alright, men, back it up. We're returning to the Hakan Gate. Thank you, sir. Looks like that's that. It seems like some of our personnel were rather impolite. Please allow me to apologize. I appreciate the gesture. But we made some slightly inflammatory remarks as well, so how about we let bygones be bygones? That suits me just fine. As I stated before, the army is supposed to be working closely with the guild. I think our two organizations working together grant us each the ability to make up for the other's shortcomings. I'm looking forward to any progress you make with the recent series of events. We'll do our best not to disappoint you. He seems like a decent guy. Yeah, I wonder who he is. Colonel, it's almost the appointed time. Oh, already? Excuse me, but it appears I must take my leave. Oh, before I do, it looks like I haven't properly introduced myself. I am Colonel Alan Richard, a colonel in the Royal Army. If there's anything I can do to assist you, please don't hesitate to contact me. What about the girl? Your friend there. What's her name? Oh, fine. Colonel Richard? I feel like I've heard that name somewhere before. Niall was the one who mentioned his name earlier. He said something about him being a sharp young officer who leads Royal Army Intelligence Division. Oh, right. Wow, for someone in the military, he sure knows how to listen to others. Probably in his mid-30s, and he's not hard in the eyes, either. Seems like more fit to be a politician than a service member in the army. Hey, you guys. Hey, Niall. Who was that you just talking to in the black uniform? I could have swear I've seen him somewhere before. Are you trying to tell me you didn't recognize him at all? That was Colonel Richard of the Intelligence Division. You know the guy you mentioned earlier? What? You're not pulling my leg, are you? As fun as that would be, no. He said so himself, so I'm fairly confident he is who he says he is. To think the legend himself would show up here. We can't wait around here like this any longer. Dorothy, let's see if we can catch up to him. Aye, aye, sir. Although I'm really not sure why we're chasing after anyone. Did you see his eyes light up? I wonder if he's going to do an interview or something. Anyone else in the army would brush him off, but I'm sure the colonel would oblige him. What's the matter with you, Oliver? You look serious, and I gotta say, I find it creepy coming from you. I was just thinking about the colonel. I'll be the first to admit he's quite the specimen of a man. But what? I can say with the confidence that it doesn't stand a chance against me when it comes to the ladies. I'd like to see him try just a little harder. It's no fun without a romantic rival. You just had to ask, didn't you, Joshua? I'll regret it for the rest of my life. Alright, let's see here. Now the soldiers are gone. How about we resume our own investigation? Let's start by talking to all the people we couldn't talk to earlier. Good idea. Let's see if we can finish this up. So there's a house here. Hello, lady. I was putting my son to bed last night when suddenly some masked men kicked in the door and came storming in. I didn't tell my husband because I didn't want him to worry. My ring, which was from my mother, was taken. Just a ring, huh? Oh dear me. Were you the braces who came in to ask questions not long ago? Oh right, we did come before. I'm really sorry I couldn't talk to you then. So what you came to ask about is what happened last night, right? Yes, that's right. This is a good time for you? Yes, this is as good a time as any. It was the middle of the night, you see. I heard a noise coming from outside. I, of course, thought it was my husband coming home at such a late hour, so I opened the door and started yelling. But it turned out to be a group of masked men coming out from the Orbital factory across the road. I thought my heart was plumb gonna stop right then and there. Although it turned out the burglars were rather surprised and ran away to the north. I see, so it was the Sky Bandits, huh? So what you're saying is that this house didn't incur a loss of any kind. Yes, thanks to the mercy of the goddess. Can I ask you another thing? Did your husband come home late, mean he went to the bar? If it was only that, it would be forgivable. In addition to being no good drink, he's obsessed with this. Raises her hand in a casting motion. Oh, I get it. You mean fishing, right? I see now. That's right, he loves fishing with life itself. Just yesterday he said something about catching some smelt and took off to the lake to the south. On top of that, he still hasn't come back. Yeah, so you're saying he doesn't know anything about the incident? That's exactly what I'm saying. And when that good-for-nothing husband of mine gets home, he's gonna get what for, let me tell you. Oh, hi honey, I'm home. Phew, what a day I had. I was fishing patiently all morning, but I have nothing to show for it. Oh, what's this? Do we have guests? You senile old man! My goodness, woman, what kind of fiery tempest has gotten into you? Don't you know it's kind of rude to act like that in front of guests? If anyone's been rude, that would be you. I'm dumbfounded that my own husband can just take off to do what he likes all at a time like this. Huh? What do you mean at a time like this? Maybe I should explain. Joshua gave Mr. Kuano a brief explanation regarding the burglaries which transpired the previous night. Burglaries by Sky Bandits, you don't say. No, that is terrible. But to think of that they hightailed it out after my wife hollered at them is hilarious. I guess they've got to experience the Cecil effect firsthand. What did you just say? Let's all calm down now, shall we? But to think these Sky Bandits came in the night like they did and then just disappeared like that. What if it has anything to do with the thing he was talking about the other day? He? What do you mean? Oh right, you don't know him. He is my fishing buddy. He's staying at the inn down the lake shore to the south of here. If I remember right, he said something about seeing a strange bunch near the place the other night. A strange bunch? Now that sounds really interesting. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you've heard? Sure, I don't mind, but I'm just going to tell you up front that it's all hearsay. From what I heard, he just happened to see them by chance as he was out fishing during the night. He saw them leave by way of the inn's front door and then out onto the road. However, when he was asked around the inn that morning, it turned out that no one like that had stayed there the night before. Yeah, that is rather odd. So, was there any type of burglary at the inn? No, nothing of the sort at all, in fact. It's quiet there, the meals are great, and it's, well, a place I'd recommend to anyone. But best of all, it's a prime fishing spot. Though there weren't any definitive clues related to the incident, we did manage to hear a few interesting bits. I concur. I especially like that one that described all the delicious food at the inn. That's not what we're talking about here. Although I did find the fishing part to be rather interesting. Unfortunately, there's nothing going on there, I guess it wouldn't be worth investigating. Actually, I think it's quite the opposite. If someone had been careless and caused a problem, the army would have thoroughly investigated it. Conversely, the possibility of the Sky Bandits appearing where there's nothing happening is rather high. Oh, well, I guess that's one way to think about it. In light of this series of incidents, there's neither a spy in the army or the Sky Bandits are a really clever bunch of thieves. It'll be extremely difficult to corner them only by investigating the incidents which have occurred. We'll need to get one step ahead of them by tracking their movements. I see. So what you're saying is we should take an offensive stance rather than a defensive one. Then how about we get going? Off to the beautiful Valeria Lake, extolled in many a rhyme as the Pearl of Libro. And that's where I'm gonna stop this part for now. We're gonna be at the lake next time, and we're gonna continue this investigation. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me or from the series, hit the subscribe button. And you're not exiting the Shadyverse. My name is Shades, and I hope you've enjoyed your day in the shade. See you guys next time. Bye.